Section 1 Football Media Day 2024, presented by GameDay 1, Veolia, and White Plains Hospital.
Welcome back, Section 1 Football Media Day, joined by defending state champion Rye and the Garnets. Coach Nogar, second year in a row, he has stood us up here on Media Day, but we're going to move forward and let Chris Iliano lead the way here. So, Chris, the team, obviously, expectations, you guys win the state championship last year in Class B, move up to Class A. So, what's the mindset coming out here and going into the preseason?
Yeah, I mean, we got a new team, obviously. We're in a new class, but we still have the same expectations. We want that ring.
Yeah, and not totally new. I recognize a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys who aren't here, but just what do you bring back from the team perspective in terms of numbers on both sides of the football, guys who saw them big time?
Yeah, we're returning a lot of starters, so we're good to go. And I mean, a lot of guys have improved over the summer, gotten even better, so we're looking good.
You obviously graduated some players at key spots. Who has stepped in and filled those main roles?
A lot of guys are stepping up so far. I mean, we're only like 2 days in, so it's hard to tell with the roster spots. But yeah, I mean, we have a ton of guys just working, trying to get on the field. So
you had a huge season yourself, obviously being part of the state championship, and now, how much of it is there a target on your back personally, and obviously the guys next to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a target on all of us. If you're going to win a state championship, everyone here wants to win one, and only 4 teams can. So there's definitely a huge target on our back.
Tell me who you brought here with you tonight.
It's Jake Kessner, Andrew Wilmorth, Patty McGuire, Carson Miller, and Archer Fenton.
All senior, all captains?
All captains.
All
captains. Carson's a junior.
Excellent. So pass it down. Jake, obviously you've been around for a few years now, and how is senior year preseason different than the last couple seasons?
I think it's a little bit different just because I kind of see it as my last ride, part of the Garnet football family. So, I mean, we're going with the same mentality, take it week by week, game by game. But it's kind of the last ride, so it's kind of like a joyful but sorrowful moment, trying to take it all in.
You've already made your decision for college for next year, so how much of a weight is that off you, and how do you feel health-wise coming into the season?
It's not a huge weight off of me, to be honest. We still have the same goals, same expectations. We want to just go out there and win. So football-wise, I still have the same feeling I had last year, just kind of go out there and compete every single game.
Let's pass it down. I think when I looked at the roster of players coming back for Rye, I felt the offensive and defensive lines were the 2 spots where I felt like I don't know what they have. Well, what does this team have on both sides of the ball up front?
Yeah, actually, surprisingly, I think we're returning a lot of defensive linemen. The offensive line is definitely looking like, we lost a lot of our key guys like Sorak and, Owen Welburn, but we're looking good.
Obviously, last year's run, I watched the movie, right? So I saw the whole thing. I knew how it ended, and it was still great. Just tell me about, how do you carry the momentum from one season of that high that you were on into this year?
I think it's just our leaders, our captains. It comes from us. We were part of that team, and we know exactly what it takes to win and go back. We had the same coaches, the same energy, pretty much the same feel at practice. So we're just going to continue that this season. So
pass down, Patty. Yeah. Same question for you up front. I know, as you said, the defensive line is veteran, but the offensive line, just how have guys filled in? Who are going to play those, fill in those spots?
We have a lot of guys who didn't start necessarily, but they came off the bench and could fill the role to the same extent as the starters. So we're definitely not, as looking like we were expecting.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to be better than expected.
There's another team in Class A in Section 1 called Somers. They also won the state championship last year.
Yeah.
So how do we? You're obviously not looking ahead, but just what is the mindset of this team, knowing that Somers is still going to be a major factor?
Somers is definitely the biggest threat this season. We're just going to take it day by day, step by step. So we're just going to give it time, see what happens. So I have faith.
Let's pass it back to Archer. I think what made this team so great in the playoffs last year was just these guys who came up and just got better as the year went on. I think you were one of those guys as well. Is there another crop of young players, underclassmen, who are going to kind of be the next Archer Fenton on this team?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we have a lot of guys, a lot of young guys that are, come up through Rye and they've been coached well. And a lot of them have looked good. They've been a lot of places. We've been subbing in offense and defensively. They've looked great. So I don't think we're going to have any concerns of younger guys coming up.
you lose the starting quarterback, but this guy next to you is going to fill in. I mean, how has he looked? I heard it was like maybe the greatest 7-on-7 performance ever at Briarcliff with these two guys. How has the quarterback looked so far?
He looks great. I mean, there's no complaints from coaches, from players. He's doing everything as a quarterback should, and luckily this guy's got legs, so he can run a little.
Our first shot at the former quarterback. Let's pass it over. So we're going to call you Boo, is that right?
Yeah, that's my middle name.
Boo?
Yeah.
You're going by Boo Miller?
Yeah, B-O-O.
B-O-O. No more Carson, we're called Boo Miller. And so what does Boo Miller bring to the table as a quarterback that A.J. Miller, the guy who graduated, doesn't?
I can probably say I can run it a little better. And I would say I bring the same passing threat, but I use my legs this time. So.
On a serious note, though, how much did you learn from him? I mean, just about the mindset it takes to be a successful quarterback.
Well, I've been playing with my brother my whole life. Actually, he used to throw to me, and then I think my 8th grade year, I kind of started to play quarterback, and I learned a lot from him. And then the last season, getting to play behind him the whole season, that was super helpful in my development. So it's been awesome.
And just last thing about these two guys, obviously throwing to him, handing it off to him. So your job should be pretty easy, right?
Yeah, they make it a lot easier.
And then obviously players like Tucker's not here, but just this group. I mean, just how talented is this team compared to last year? And do you feel like you can reach that level?
Yeah, we got a great team around. Every position is kind of like set with just super skilled athletes that can do anything on the field, and that makes my job a lot easier, and it makes the team just a whole lot better.
Rye Garnets, tell Coach I said hi. He didn't come again. I'll talk to him soon. But Rye, good luck this year. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, buddy.